Have you ever felt the world spinning too fast, as if life itself were a raging river pulling you along before you're even ready to take the next step? We try so hard to swim upstream, fighting, thrashing, exhausting ourselves, believing that if we just push a little harder, we'll finally find peace. But what if peace was never waiting at the end of your struggle? What if peace is already here, hidden in the spaces between your hurried thoughts, patiently whispering for you to slow down, to breathe, to trust the gentle rhythm that has guided everything since the beginning of time? Imagine standing in a forest at dawn. Mist clings to ancient trees, birds sing softly above, and every leaf seems to shimmer with a quiet wisdom. The air itself invites you to be still. In moments like these, you can feel something deeper than words. That life is not a race, but a dance. Not a war to be won, but a melody to be felt. Somewhere along the way, we've been taught that success means controlling every detail, bending the world to our will. We've been told we must earn our worth, prove our value, chase happiness like it's something far outside of us. Yet the more we chase, the further it seems to slip away. There is an ancient truth, older than any empire, deeper than any ocean. You are already a part of the flow of the universe. You were born from it. You breathe it in every morning. You sleep wrapped in its quiet arms each night. And when you align yourself with that flow, life begins to feel less like a fight and more like a homecoming. In the teachings of the Buddha, this idea of flowing with life is not just a concept. It's a practice, a way of moving through the world with trust instead of tension. To stop pushing against what is, and instead learn to ride the current of what could be. Because when you resist life, you become tangled in frustration. But when you soften into it, you discover a peace more profound than any temporary victory. Pause with me for a moment. Feel the air around you. Listen beyond the sounds of your room, your city, your worries. Can you sense the subtle hum beneath it all? That soft, almost invisible pulse. It's the same pulse found in a newborn's first breath, in the ocean's eternal tides, in the stars that have burned for billions of years. This is the rhythm you were born to move with. A rhythm of patience, of trust, of surrender. A rhythm that says you are not separate from life's abundance. You are a part of it, always have been, always will be. And yet, letting go of the need to control isn't easy. We hold on tightly because we're afraid. Afraid we'll fall behind. Afraid we'll lose what we love. Afraid we won't be enough. But what if the very act of loosening your grip is the key to everything you've been hoping for? What if releasing fear opens a space for love, joy, and serenity to flow back into your heart? You don't need to force the river to move. You don't need to demand the sunrise to hurry. Life unfolds in its own perfect timing. And when you learn to trust that timing, you begin to experience a quiet kind of power, the power of stillness. Stillness is not emptiness. It's not giving up. Stillness is presence, awake, alive, attuned. It's the space where you can hear your own soul, where you can remember who you truly are beyond the noise of expectations and the endless scroll of worries. In the coming moments, let yourself lean into that stillness. Let your breath deepen. Feel the rising and falling of your chest as more than just survival. It is a sacred rhythm, the universe breathing through you. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the wisdom of the stars. With each exhale, release the heavy burdens you were never meant to carry alone. Because what if the life you've been dreaming of is already on its way to you, and all that's left is to be open enough to receive it? As you soften your mind and let your heart listen, you'll find the world around you begins to shift in subtle, almost miraculous ways. Strangers offer kindness. Doors open you didn't even know existed. Ideas arrive like gifts on the breeze. And most importantly, you rediscover a sense of ease, of belonging, of peace. Stay with me on this journey. Let's explore together the ancient wisdom that shows us not how to force life, but how to flow with it. A path that doesn't leave you empty and exhausted, but nourished and whole. A way of living that reminds you, you are exactly where you need to be. And perhaps in this stillness, you'll start to see that what you've been chasing all along is already within your reach. Have you ever wondered why, even without saying a word, some people light up a room the moment they enter, while others seem to carry a cloud of tension wherever they go? It's not luck. It's not magic. It's energy. Everything you think, everything you feel, every belief you quietly hold in your heart, it all radiates out from you, like an invisible signal sent to the universe. This energy, your vibration, is more powerful than any words you could ever speak. When your energy is rooted in peace, gratitude, and trust, life reflects that harmony back to you in small, almost miraculous ways. You begin to notice things aligning. A conversation that opens new doors, a stranger who offers just the help you needed, opportunities appearing as if they were waiting for you. Because the universe doesn't respond to how loudly you cry out for what you want. It responds to the silent song you are already singing with your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. Imagine your heart as a lighthouse, sending light across the ocean of life. If your light beams calm, hope, and faith, the waves around you begin to soften. But if your light flickers with fear, anger, or desperation, the waters turn rough, and what you seek drifts further away. You see, desperation has its own frequency. When you cling to outcomes with a frantic mind, your energy says, "I don't trust, I lack, I'm afraid." And the universe, like a mirror, reflects that back not to punish you, but to show you where your energy still needs healing. Take a deep breath with me now, in and out. Feel your chest rise and fall. In this moment, ask yourself, what am I broadcasting into the world today? Is it fear or is it trust? Is it gratitude or is it scarcity? Because the more you trust, the more your vibration softens. And the softer your energy, the more the universe can flow gently toward you, carrying what your soul has been quietly calling for. It's easy to think that if you just work harder, move faster, control more details, you'll finally reach what you desire. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us, effort without inner peace is like running in circles. You move, but you don't arrive. Real progress happens when your inner world matches the life you want to create. When you live as if peace, love, and abundance are already yours, you become like a magnet, not pulling desperately, but drawing things naturally to you. This is not passive dreaming. It is active alignment. It is choosing each morning to root your energy in calmness instead of chaos, in faith instead of fear. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a tree swaying in the breeze. It doesn't force the wind to come or the sun to shine. It simply stands tall, deeply rooted, open to receive. Its very presence invites birds, bees, and life itself to gather. You, too, can be like that tree. Grounded, patient, trusting. And in your quiet steadiness, life will begin to gather around you in ways that feel almost effortless. So remember, your energy is the message the universe understands. Your silent frequency shapes the opportunities that come your way. And the more you radiate peace, the more peace will find its way back to you. Let your energy today be a gentle invitation for the miracles waiting just beyond your sight. We spend so much of our lives trying to hold everything together, our plans, our relationships, our identities, believing that if we just grip tight enough, nothing will slip away. But have you noticed? The harder you cling, the more things seem to fall apart. The more you grasp, the more you feel trapped. And the more you try to force life to match your expectations, the more exhausted you become. Buddhist wisdom teaches a gentle truth. Letting go isn't giving up, it's setting yourself free. It's the difference between drowning in a river and learning to float with the current. Picture yourself standing in a stream, water rushing past your legs. If you try to stop the flow with your hands, you'll feel nothing but resistance. But when you open your palms and allow the water to pass, you feel its coolness, its movement, its life, and you remain unharmed. Letting go works the same way in your heart. When you cling to outcomes, when you demand that life unfold exactly on your timeline, exactly as you imagine, you create tension. That tension blocks peace. It clouds your judgment. It keeps you stuck, not moving forward but spinning in the same fears. Have you ever tried to open a tightly closed fist after holding it for a long time? It's painful. But the moment you release, your hand feels relief. Your muscles can relax. Your circulation returns. That's what happens inside you when you let go of control. The pain begins to dissolve. Space opens. Your energy can flow again. And in that space, possibilities you never imagined can appear. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring about your dreams or your loved ones. It means you stop trying to own them. You stop mistaking control for love or certainty for safety. You act with care, but you release attachment to how things must turn out. Imagine planting a seed in fertile soil. You water it, you give it sunlight, you nourish it. But you don't dig it up every morning, demanding proof that it's sprouting. You trust that, with patience, it will grow when the time is right. Your life is the same. Your efforts are the seeds. Your faith is the sunlight. And your ability to let go is what gives those seeds room to grow into something beautiful. So ask yourself, what are you holding so tightly today? Is it an outcome you fear losing? A relationship you're afraid to let breathe? A past hurt you replay over and over? Take a slow breath. And on your exhale, imagine releasing just a little of that grip. Feel how your shoulders drop. Feel how your chest softens. Feel how your mind begins to quiet. Because letting go is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new one, a path where you move with life, not against it. A path where you find ease instead of resistance, flow instead of frustration. And as you begin to let go, you'll discover something miraculous. What is truly meant for you never needs to be forced. It arrives with a quiet grace, often more perfect than anything you could have planned. Trust the wisdom of letting go. Because sometimes, the moment you stop trying so hard to hold on is the moment everything starts to fall beautifully into place. In a world that never stops speaking, silence has become a forgotten language. Our days are filled with the noise of endless notifications, hurried conversations, and thoughts that spin faster than we can catch them. From the moment we wake up, our minds are bombarded with information, opinions, distractions, all screaming for our attention. Yet Buddhist wisdom tells us, the deepest truths are not found in the noise of the world, but in the quiet spaces within us. Silence is not emptiness. It is the birthplace of clarity, the sanctuary of understanding. Imagine a calm, still lake on a windless morning. Its surface perfectly mirrors the sky. But when the wind picks up and the water stirs, the reflection breaks, and the lake can no longer show what lies above or within. Your mind is that lake. When stirred by constant chatter and restless thoughts, your inner vision becomes cloudy. But in silence, your mind settles. And only then can you truly see yourself, your path, and the quiet guidance life has always offered. Have you ever experienced a moment of complete stillness? Perhaps sitting alone under the stars, or walking through a forest where the only sound is your own breath. In those moments, something ancient inside you remembers. Silence is not the absence of life. It is the essence of it. In silence, you hear the soft voice of your intuition, the gentle nudge that says, "Go this way." In silence, you feel the quiet courage to face what you've been avoiding. In silence, you touch the part of you that is unshaken by the storms of the world. Silence is also a gift you offer to others. When you listen without interrupting, when you hold space for someone's tears without rushing to fix them, you give the greatest comfort. Your presence. But silence is not always easy. It can feel uncomfortable at first. We are so used to filling every empty space with words, music, or distraction. We fear what might rise to the surface if we stop and listen. Yet it is exactly in that quiet discomfort that healing begins. Because only when you allow yourself to sit with your thoughts can you begin to understand them, accept them, and gently release what no longer serves you. So give yourself permission to unplug, to turn down the volume of the world, to sit, even just for a few minutes each day, in silence. Let the quiet wash over you like a gentle rain. Let your mind soften. Let your heart open. Because in the forgotten language of silence, you will find a wisdom deeper than any book, any teacher, or any word. It is the wisdom that whispers, "You are enough. You are already whole." And in the quiet, you will find your true self, the self that has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the noise. In today's world, we are taught that faster is better, that success must come quickly, that if something doesn't happen now, it may never happen at all. We check our clocks, our calendars, our deadlines, measuring our worth by how much we can achieve in the shortest amount of time. But Buddhist wisdom invites us to a different truth. Life unfolds at its own perfect pace, not by our demands, but by a rhythm far older and wiser than us. Look at nature. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. The moon doesn't rush through its phases. The ocean's tides move with an ancient pulse, unhurried, unforced. Why then do we believe our dreams, our healing, or our peace should come instantly? Every delay you face is not a punishment. Sometimes it's life arranging unseen pieces, preparing you for a moment of alignment greater than you can imagine. Think of a flower blooming. If you force its petals open before they're ready, you destroy its beauty. But if you wait patiently, the blossom unfolds in its own time, revealing a perfection beyond anything your hands could create. So too does your life. Every pause is a space for growth. Every waiting period is a chance to deepen your roots. Every moment you feel behind may be life quietly shaping you into the person who can hold what you're asking for. Trusting time is not giving up on your dreams. It's understanding that what's meant for you cannot be missed, but it may arrive in a form or timing you never expected. Remember, a river doesn't rush to meet the ocean. A sunrise doesn't skip the night. Each trusts the journey step by patient step. When you learn to move with time, not against it, anxiety begins to soften. You no longer measure your days by what hasn't arrived, but by the peace you find in each breath, each sunrise, each quiet moment of presence. So if you feel impatient, if you're wondering why something hasn't come yet, pause. Look around you. Notice the miracles already unfolding, the gentle conversations, the small victories, the moments of connection you once only dreamed of. These are signs that life is always moving, even when you can't see it. And when you surrender to time's quiet wisdom, you begin to find harmony with the universe itself. A harmony that brings not only what you need, but the peace to enjoy it fully when it arrives. Because what is truly yours will find you, not when you rush, but when you trust the rhythm that guides the stars, the tides, and your own becoming. Have you ever wondered why two people can work equally hard, dream just as big, yet one seems to attract opportunities and joy, while the other feels forever stuck? It's not just effort that shapes your life. It's your silent, hidden beliefs about what you truly deserve. The universe, like a mirror, doesn't simply respond to your words or your wishes. It reflects the energy of what you believe you are worthy of receiving. If deep inside you carry doubt, believing you're unworthy of peace, unworthy of love, unworthy of success, That energy quietly sabotages you. You might hesitate when you should step forward. You might accept less than you deserve. You might walk away from blessings you've been longing for. But Buddhist wisdom teaches, you are not your fears. You are not your past. You are not the harsh stories you once told yourself. You are the awareness behind those stories, the open sky behind every passing cloud. Imagine for a moment you are holding a cup. If you believe you deserve only a few drops of joy, you'll carry a small, cracked cup. And even if it rains blessings, you won't be able to catch them. But if you see yourself as someone worthy of love, peace, and abundance, simply because you are alive, because you exist, you begin to carry a larger, sturdier vessel. And when life pours opportunities your way, you are ready to receive. So pause with me now, place a hand on your heart. Feel it beating, steady, patient, faithful. Let yourself whisper even if it feels strange. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of the life I dream of. Because what you believe you deserve sets the tone for what you invite into your life. When you live as if good things are your birthright, not because you earned them through perfection, but because you are here, breathing, part of this miraculous universe, you begin to act, speak, and move in alignment with that truth. And the universe responds. It's not magic, it's resonance. When your energy says, I am ready, life starts to open doors. Not because you forced them, but because you finally stood before them with open hands and an open heart. So if life feels stuck, look within. Ask yourself gently, what do I believe I deserve? And if the answer is less than love, less than peace, less than joy, begin, moment by moment, to rewrite that story. Because what you believe, you become. And what you become, you attract. The universe is always listening, not to your noise, but to your energy. And when you begin to trust your own worth, life begins to respond in kind. And everything you thought was out of reach slowly starts to arrive, not as a miracle, but as the natural reflection of the person you have finally remembered yourself to be. Have you noticed how some people seem to draw kindness, opportunities, and peace wherever they go? They don't chase. They don't push. They simply move through life with a quiet calmness, and life seems to respond in beautiful ways. That's because calmness is not a weakness. It is one of the most powerful forms of strength you can cultivate. In a world addicted to noise and speed, staying calm is a radical act. It shows the universe that you trust, that you're not desperate, not afraid, not clinging. And that trust sends a clear signal, I am ready to receive. Imagine a lake at dawn. When the surface is still, it perfectly reflects the sky above. But when disturbed by constant motion, the reflection shatters into ripples and chaos. Your mind is the same. When your energy is restless, you send out signals of fear, urgency, and doubt. And the universe mirrors that turmoil, bringing more chaos into your life. But when you ground yourself in calmness, your energy becomes a silent invitation, a beacon that says, I am aligned. I am at peace. I am open. This state of calm doesn't mean you stop acting or dreaming. It means you act without frantic energy. You move with intention instead of panic. You breathe through the moments that once made you tense. Because desperation repels, but calmness attracts. Picture yourself walking into a room. If your energy is scattered, your mind racing, others will feel uneasy around you. But if you enter with quiet confidence, your calmness soothes those nearby, and you naturally draw respect, warmth, and cooperation. This is not magic. It's the universal law of resonance. The energy you carry creates the environment you step into. And when you're truly calm, you no longer measure your life by rushing toward the next goal. You begin to trust the pace of life. You stop comparing your path to others. You let go of the illusion that you must control every detail. In that space of calm, You open yourself to miracles, the right conversation, the right opportunity, the perfect timing, because you're no longer too busy fighting against life to see what it's offering. So the next time you feel the urge to force, to chase, to panic, pause. Take a slow, deep breath. Remind yourself, calmness is not doing nothing. It's doing the right thing with a steady heart. Because in calmness, your intentions take root. Your dreams gain clarity, and your life begins to move, not with struggle, but with graceful flow. So let your calmness be your strength. Let it be the quiet power that brings life's best gifts to your door, not because you demanded them, but because you became the person ready to receive them with gratitude and peace. We spend so much of our lives believing that holding on tighter is the way to get what we want. That by controlling every detail, forcing every outcome, we can finally feel safe, successful, or loved. But the great paradox of life is this: the tighter you grip, the more you block what you seek. And the moment you learn to let go, you create the space for miracles to find you. Imagine trying to catch water in your hands. The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. But when you relax your palms, you can finally hold what the universe pours into them. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means releasing the need for them to happen your way, on your timeline. It means trusting that there is a greater intelligence guiding your path, one that sees further than your fears and knows what you truly need. Have you ever looked back and realized that what felt like a painful ending was actually a perfect redirection? That losing what you thought you couldn't live without led you to something even better. This is the quiet magic of letting go. Because sometimes, life is trying to give you more than you dared to imagine, but you must open your hands first. Letting go also means releasing the fears that keep you small. Fear of not being enough. Fear of rejection. Fear that if you don't control everything, everything will fall apart. Yet when you soften, when you let your heart breathe, when you stop fighting life, you discover a powerful truth. What is truly meant for you will never require you to lose yourself or break your soul. Think of a seed planted in the earth. You don't tug at it to force it to grow. You trust the sun, the rain, the timing. You do your part, but you surrender the rest. Life works the same way. You set your intentions. You take aligned action. Then you release and let life unfold. In that surrender, doors you never noticed begin to open. Conversations that change everything arrive at the perfect moment. Opportunities flow not because you chased them, but because you became ready to receive. So ask yourself today, what are you holding onto so tightly that it's keeping you from peace? What old story, expectation, or wound needs to be gently released? Take a slow, deep breath, and on your exhale, imagine letting go just a little. Feel the lightness in your chest. Feel the softening in your mind. Feel the possibility in your heart. Because the art of letting go is the art of making space. And in that space, miracles, the quiet, gentle, unexpected blessings of life, finally have room to arrive. Trust that life loves you enough to bring what's meant for you. And know that sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is to simply let go. There comes a moment on every journey when you realize you cannot plan every twist, you cannot predict every turn, and you cannot force life to unfold according to your fears. That moment is the beginning of trust. Trust is more than wishful thinking. It's a quiet faith that there is a purpose even in the pauses, a lesson even in the setbacks, and a hidden grace in the timing you cannot control. Buddhist wisdom teaches, when you trust life, you stop fighting its current and begin to move with it like a leaf carried gently down a stream. You conserve your energy. You find peace even in uncertainty. And you start noticing small miracles you once missed because you were too busy worrying. Have you ever stood by the ocean and watched the waves? They don't resist the pull of the moon. They don't question when to rise or fall. They simply trust the rhythm that guides them, and in that trust, they move with grace and power. Your life is like those waves. The more you let go of the need to control every outcome, the more you begin to sense the natural rhythm guiding your own journey. The right people appear, the right doors open, and even the challenges arrive not to punish you, but to strengthen you, to teach you, to prepare you. Trusting life doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care deeply, but without desperation. It means you make plans but leave space for better possibilities. It means you act with intention but release attachment to results. It's the quiet knowing that what's meant for you will find you, not because you chased it, but because you aligned your heart with the flow of life itself. So if you find yourself struggling against the current, exhausted from trying to swim upstream, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what would happen if I trusted this moment just as it is? What would happen if I believed that even now, life is working for me, not against me? When you shift from forcing to trusting, you discover an ease that feels like coming home. Your energy softens, your mind clears, your heart opens, and in that openness, life begins to guide you with a wisdom deeper than anything you could plan, a wisdom that carries you to places more beautiful than you dared to dream. So trust the journey, trust your growth, trust the pauses, the detours, the timing, because when you trust, you don't just find peace, you become peace. And in that peace, you unite with the quiet, powerful flow of life itself. You've come so far on this journey. You've explored the power of letting go, the wisdom of silence, the strength in calmness, and the quiet miracle of trust. And now, remember this simple, timeless truth. The moment you stop forcing, everything begins to flow. When you loosen your grip on what you think must happen, you open your hands to what life wants to give you. When you release the need to prove yourself, you discover the peace of simply being yourself. When you let go of timelines and old expectations, you step into a new rhythm, one that feels lighter, freer, and more in tune with who you truly are. This is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength, to trust your own path, to believe you are enough, to know that what is meant for you cannot miss you. So today and every day forward, give yourself permission to breathe, to move more slowly, to listen more deeply, and to let life surprise you not by forcing it, but by being present enough to see its quiet blessings. As you walk this path, remember, peace is not something you chase. It is something you allow. Happiness is not something you force. It is something you invite by softening, trusting, and aligning with the natural flow of your life. And as you practice letting go again and again, you will find that what you've been seeking has been seeking you too. And it will arrive, not in chaos, but in the calm, quiet moments when you finally stop pushing and start receiving. If this message touched your heart, if you feel inspired to keep walking this path of peace and wisdom, please subscribe to Zen Buddhism Wisdom, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Because together, breath by breath, truth by truth, we can create a more peaceful, mindful world.